My friends, in my last video I reported that YouTube was unsubscribing people from my channel without their knowledge, and I asked you to check and make sure you were still subscribed. Well, many of you did just that, and as a result I got hundreds of unsubscribed viewers back. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thanks to everyone who left super thanks. I do respond to everyone I receive, and I hope you'll join us Wednesday night, tonight at 7 Central, 5 Pacific, for Pop Culture Breakdown, where we will be reviewing the 2 Doctor Who episodes I'm about to discuss in this video. Thank you for watching, and now, on with the video. My friends, Doctor Who is not only dead, it is buried 6 feet under, and with Series 14 they've taken a dump on the grave. It took a lot for Russell T Davies to do more damage to the franchise than Chris Chinballs did with The Timeless Children, but he has risen to the occasion in spectacular fashion, if you consider disasters like the Titanic and the Hindenburg to be spectacular. I have reviewed the first episode, and I'm working on my review of The Devil's Cord, which was vastly worse than the first episode, one of the worst damn things I've ever seen in my life. And we will be reviewing both episodes tonight on Pop Culture Breakdown at 7 Central, 5 Pacific. But I think most Whovians agree, this series with shitty Gatwa as Dr. Knott is a colossal dumpster fire. The real question here is, how did Doctor Who perform in the ratings? Well, we've had data about how it performed on the BBC for days now, but what I have for you today is an exclusive report leaked from my Bothan spy behind the magic curtain about just how badly Doctor Who did on Disney+, and believe me, it's bad. Hidden within the data from my Hollywood spies is data particularly damning to the show if true, illustrating once again that people are sick and tired of this politically charged propaganda masquerading as entertainment. And when you hear these ratings, particularly when you hear how bad the tune-out times were, you'll see that despite all the gaslighting, this show is a massive failure thus far.
Hey man, it would blow my mind if this thing was not a disaster. It was bad, pure and simple. All the gay and drag and woke stuff in it aside, it was just plain cringe in a lot of places. And I loved it for that reason, because I was genuinely hoping it would make you so angry you'd push the button and unleash me to destroy Hollywood.
Yeah, but then if I let you out, you'd also destroy the universe.
Well, nobody's perfect. So why don't you start out talking about the information that has been leaked about Doctor Who's ratings on the BBC, then go into your exclusive coverage about Disney+. Let us be complete in this coverage of the carnage.
Sounds good, oh Skull of Calderon. So here's the bad news for Doctor Who on the BBC. According to the Radio Times article titled, Doctor Who Ratings Revealed for Season 14 Launch After Early iPlayer Debut, they write, quote, Space Babies, the first episode, was watched by 2.6 million viewers, with The Devil's Cord, the second, having an overnight audience of 2.4 million. While the overnight figures are close to the lowest ever for the show, with Legend of the Sea Devils only securing an overnight audience of 2.2 million in 2022, it's not the whole story. It doesn't include viewers who watched on BBC iPlayer, who will be more significant than ever due to this season being the first to debut early on iPlayer. Figures are also likely to have been affected by good weather in the UK.
You know it's bad when they start using the weather as an excuse for ratings, but essentially, according to these figures, the show lost 200,000 viewers between the first and second episodes. That's like close to 10% of the audience, dude. That can't be good.
It's not good, Harvey Cthulhu, but as bad as that was, Doctor Who performed worse on Disney+, according to my Bothan spy, much worse, and not simply because Disney+ has vastly fewer viewers than the BBC. I also have some startling allegations about the tune-out times associated with this mess. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to share with you is information provided to me by my Bothan spy inside the Magic Kingdom, but since I cannot personally verify this information, and also for a particular reason that will become clear in a moment, I'm presenting this as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. So here is what my Hollywood spy sent me regarding the ratings on Disney+. Quote, Disney pulled the numbers for Doctor Who down around 8 o'clock on Monday, unquote. Well, now that's very interesting, my friends. Why would Disney pull down the ratings data internally? Could it be because the numbers were so bad they didn't want it leaking out? Fortunately, my spy caught a glimpse of the numbers before they were taken down and remembered what they had seen, despite Disney trying to hide the info. My spy continues, quote, the number was around 52,000 viewers, which is bad, but we believe this is not why the numbers were pulled. We believe the tots were the reason, with a staggering 73.8 tune-out, and to make it worse, there was really no time frame. It was just random tots, unquote.
Shit, dude, what does that mean? What the hell is tots again?
Well, Harvey Cthulhu, tots, or tune-out times, are tracked on every streaming show. It's data telling Disney at what point in the show people tuned out. This is useful information because it tells them if there's a particular problem in the show. For example, as I recall, in Captain America and the Winter Soldier, a lot of people tuned out when Captain America was mouthing off about white people need to do better. That tells Disney, hey, maybe you shouldn't be lecturing the audience in such a heavy-handed way. Of course, Disney ignores this because the whole point of Disney now is not to make a profit, but to spread the woke agenda. Nevertheless, the data is there for them to ignore. When people tune out at a particular point in the show, that tells you the audience was turned off by a particular scene at that point. But what is allegedly happening on Doctor Who is an entirely different thing, and it's much, much worse. If the tune-out times are widely scattered all over the place, that says people are being driven away from the show constantly. There wasn't just one thing about Doctor Who that turned people off. It was damn near everything about shitty Gatwa's Doctor Who. People in the audience were turning away from the show at random points. There's so much to hate about this show. Shit, pin the tail on the ratings donkey. It just kind of depended on each individual audience member's ability to tolerate pain. The squeamish ones left early. The tough ones broke later. But make no mistake, if these numbers are correct, and bear in mind this is rumor and based on the memory of my spy because the numbers were quickly hidden by Disney, if these numbers are correct, this is a disaster for Disney and for Doctor Who because it's saying that 73.8% of the audience tuned out before the end of the show.
Well, this surely comes as no surprise to you, Doomcock. I recall you wailing and gnashing your teeth trying to make it through these horrible episodes.
Yeah, but it just kept getting worse, Harvey Cthulhu. I thought Space Babies was bad, but then it really was like yanking out my own teeth with a red-hot pincher watching the drag queen's cord. I mean, that shit show put the Rue in RuPaul. It was ungodly bad, Harvey. Honestly, it got Star Trek Discovery level bad. The stupidity of CGI musical notes flying through the air, animated, being used as weapons, was the intellectual and aesthetic equivalent of a rectal exam. Moon River. I felt like Chevy Chase bent over an exam table watching this shit, and judging by those rumored numbers, it appears the audience felt the same way. In conclusion, it's looking like Doctor Who, or Dr. Not, as I call it now, confirms one cosmic truth about time and space yet again for us all. Get woke. Go broke. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.